Okay, good evening. I am doing a quick WordPress training for a few of you to be able to learn how to work your WordPress websites. I apologize if my voice sounds a little raspy. I'm extremely tired, but we're going to do this anyway. There's a chat window within this program so that if you have any questions while this is going on, feel free to ask me and I'll be able to answer your questions live. If you need me to stop or anything, I can do that as well. Okay. If there are any delays for any reason, bear with me. I'll try to work on your time so that you can get caught up with me and I can get caught up with you at the same time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and begin. I'm looking at a website that is one of mine. It's like bare minimum, very empty website, yet it will serve the purposes of this conversation so that you can learn how to work your websites. Okay. I have logged into the back end of this and it really just looks a mess. And that's the truth of it. Most times when we first get our website started, this is how it's going to look. And this is me looking at the front of the website while I am signed in. And you know that I'm signed in because you see this little bar up at the top of it. And this bar just really shows you some other options while you're logged on to the site. And this is how my live website looks. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign out now and pretty much start from scratch, something that you might see um, when you are logged into your own sites. So starting from the beginning, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I introducing myself. I'm Coach D. Nicole of She Shares Network. The site that I'm working on right now is a site that I am going to be planning out the future of so that friends of Coach D can have an additional resource. I don't know exactly what that's going to be just yet, but it's going to be exciting, I'm sure. So here's the Friends of Coach D website. It shows you up here that I am logged out of this website. This is chaos because this is a chaotic menu, but you can see the web address and all that type of stuff there. Now, something that's very interesting to note when you're signing into your own website, you very well could go to the website and I'm going to show you a different options so you can see exactly what I'm discussing here. So this is Friends of Coach D website. I'm going to go to coachdnicole.com so that you can see that website. And that's also a WordPress website. Each of them is really the same as far as logging in and different things. Now, my it's taken a long time for this to load because I have like 1,000 things open and you have to excuse my life, but that's just what I do. Now, what you can see here is this is the front page of my website. And I'm also logged into this website here. So you can see that it shows that I am logged in. And so what I'm essentially trying to show you is that all of these are the same. It doesn't matter how your website looks, as long as this WordPress, the login and things are the exact same way. Okay, so in another tab, I'm opening it back up the Friends of Coach D website, and I'm going to show you that each website, when you're logging into them, they have the same login process. Okay, and that process is basically to type in your web address, and then after you type in your web address, you're going to put in a little code at the back of it, and that code is WP admin. Okay, so write that down, WP admin. Okay, and I have it highlighted here for you. Okay, no matter what your web address is, if you're logging into a WordPress premium account, this is how you're going to log in. Now, some websites do have a feature where you can, click a login button straight from their menu. That may be something that you choose to add to yours. It's not a feature that I have on any of mine, but what you'll be able to do is just log in. Even if you don't have that login button, just type in your web address, whether it's .com, .org, .net, whatever it is, and then type in \WP dash or hyphen admin, and then another backslash, and then you press enter. Okay, and it takes you to the login screen. Okay, so within this login screen, you go ahead and put your specific login information. In most cases, luckily for all of us, it's going to autocomplete, especially if you save it to do that. And I do recommend saving it to autocomplete. And I also recommend you recording this information from, somewhere else, because if I have created your websites, I do not maintain record of your password information. Okay, so go ahead and note that somewhere. So log in here. You probably would click that remember me button so that it can in the future remember you. Okay, and generally speaking, this is how dashboards are going to look. Depending on what type of things you have on your websites, all dashboards are going to look different. In most cases, you might see some stats, you might see some general information, a general information about what's going on in your site. So there's statistics, there's how many comments I have on the site, how many posts I have on the site, how many pages I have on the site. This is WooCommerce, which means I have a shop built into this site, and this is a forum detail here, meaning that I do have some forums for people to be able to discuss various things. Okay. For the most part, every site looks the same. Over here on the left-hand side, you'll see that my site definitely has more than what many other sites might have, simply because I have a number of plugins built in to my sites for various reasons. It increases the functionality. So in the future, you might have more plugins yourself too. Okay. And if I'm just going to give you a general overview of these things. Okay, so every site is going to always have dashboard. Okay, every site is going to always have posts. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and click on posts. Posts is where we do blogs. Okay, depending on what type of site you have, you could call it a blog, you could call it news, you could call it updates, depending on what type of site you have. Okay, and that means like if you're a church, you might call it um, devotionals. Okay, if you are a magazine, you might call it gossip. But either way, on the back end, it's always going to be the same thing, and that is your posts section. Okay, and posts are for the day-to-day hubbub of whatever it is that we're sharing. These are the things that are going to be updated on a regular basis if you are providing those types of updates on your sites. Okay. All right. Now, the difference between posts and pages is pages are static, or excuse me, pages are not static. Posts are static, meaning that they are ever changing. You could do a new post every day, all day if you wanted to. Pages are not static. Okay. So pages are things that are just going to stay the same for a duration of time. And so I'm going to go to pages here. The layout on it is extremely simple. Okay, they are the same. Almost everything within the WordPress site is going to look very similar on the dashboard part of it. And then when you get to the live portions of it is when some things start to appear different. Okay, so pages are the things that are going to be more stable on your site, meaning your about page, your contact page, things that are not really going to change. Some of us have events, so it might be event pages. It could be your conference pages. It could be your testimonials pages. So these are things on the site that are going to be in your menu items. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I always tell my clients to look at sites that are similar to what you want to do and try to mimic them as much as possible, obviously putting your personal touch on it. And once you put your personal touch on it, then you basically end up just not reinventing the wheel, creating something that's going to be very easy for you. Okay, so that is posts and pages. Another thing that all sites are going to have in common on WordPress are media. Okay, and so media is where we upload all of our pictures. It's where we have video. it's where anything that is media related. Okay, so in this case, I had a template in here and it uploaded all kinds of media for me. This is where your logos will be added. Any pictures that you add to your website are going to be saved in here. Okay, so you could very well go ahead and just drag and drop a bunch of things over right now to add them to this media page, or you can do it manually as you're creating your posts and pages. It really just depends on your personal preference. Just I would advise you to, before you put your media in your website, to go ahead and put proper descriptions or any keywords or anything like that, and make sure you title it properly, because once you have a website that's been in existence for a long time, you will get tons and tons of media, and you don't want to lose it because you did not save it properly, meaning that you can't find it. Okay, so if it's logo, save it logo. If it's, profile picture, save it profile picture. Just put different words and things in there so that once you're looking for your media, you can definitely find them. Because if you look at all of these things, this is really a few posts and a few pages, and it has all of this. So imagine if you would have many pages, many posts, and many years. You definitely don't want to have something that is too cluttered that you can't find anything. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and upload a logo in here. This is really a drag and drop functionality. So in another window, I've opened up a picture files, and so I'm just dragging and dropping a picture on it, and you can see how easy it is to upload a picture. Okay, I simply uploaded my logo. I'm going to upload another logo. This is drag and drop functionality again. So you drag it and drop it, and it's that simple. I'm going to upload a picture of some food. All right. Now, the logo files were smaller files, and this file is like a huge file, so that's why it's taken a long time to upload. Yet, as that is uploading, I still can do other things within this. Okay, so when I click on the picture of the logo, you can see it here. It's a very tiny logo, but you can see all of the details associated with that logo, as well as the name of that logo. Okay, so for any reason, if you did not name your things properly before you put them in the site, once you do put them in the site, you can name them however you want to. And I can just push this arrow button and kind of navigate through all of the pictures that are in this site and make any modifications as I need to. And as you're looking over here, you see that all of them have a different name. Okay. All right, and here quickly are some other options. Attachment page, which I really did not want to do that because that's problematic, but attachment pages. Okay, so if for any reason you will not really want to do this, but if for any reason you needed to see the attachment page, then there is how you find it. More details are down here. And this is how we do more technical edits with our photos. If I needed to crop it or things like that, I would click edit image, then I would crop it. This is where you would put more descriptions in for your pictures. Okay, but for the most part, you really don't need to do all of this regarding your pictures. Okay, that's really just some bonus stuff. Okay, now I'm going to go to a page and show you how to modify that. Okay, so we see that our pages are open. I'm going to go to the About page, and if you hover over all of these, you can see the various options for making changes to any page. Okay, it shows me edit, it shows me quick edit, trash, view, And this is not going to be something common that's on other sites all the time. So you will see these 4 options almost always. So I very well could delete it. All right, so I'm going to go delete one of these activity pages because there's 2. Okay, move that to the trash. That shows you how quickly and easily you can delete something. Right? And when you delete it, you see that it's in the trash now. You also see that I have a private page here, and then all the rest of these pages are published. Okay, quick edit allows you to quickly make changes to something. Okay, so if I have this about page, I could really change it to about me as the title. And slug is how it turns up in your URL, you know, the web address. So it would be www.yourwebsite.com/about right now. But if I click the change the slug, I could have it say about me. Okay. And then I can update that. And now it's going to be www. whatever the website is and about me. If I wanted to view that change, I can right click, open this in a new window, and now I view my change name of my page. And as you can see here, this is the change that I made it. All right, now obviously there's nothing on this page. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to click on edit. Okay, I'm going to go to my other website in another window, go to my media page, and I'll copy and paste some stuff. This is distraction-free writing. If your site is brand new, you will see this. It basically means I can expand this all the way out so I don't have to see all those sidebars in it. Okay, I kind of like to see that stuff, so I typically keep it there. So I'm going to dismiss this. When you have a new site, one thing you want to be sure of is this button right here. This is a read more, or excuse me, not that one. This one is a toggle the toolbar because there's a hidden extra row there, and you're probably going to need that at some point. So you can toggle the toolbar. I generally open it, okay, and once you open it in this page or a post, it's going to be opened in all the rest of them. Okay, I'm going to take some information from one of my other pages and just copy and paste. This is really how simple this stuff is. It's really easy, copy, paste. So copied in another window, paste it over here, and there you go. I have a bio and a half. I'm going to delete all this other one. Okay. All right. Take that extra stuff out. And there you go. Now here I have heading. This is a header. And all I did with this is just change one of the paragraph formats. So I can change it to heading 1 to make it bigger. I can change this over here to some pre-formatted text, which is just a little interesting way to do some text. I can change colors. So if I do the text color here, I can make my text red. Okay. I can change that to aligned right in here. Okay, and if you're familiar with formatting and word processing, you know how this stuff goes. So there's some bold text. Here's some italicized text. Here is some strike through text. I'm gonna make this be a bullet point. Okay, here's some different bullet points and turn it back to left for the justification over here. And there you go. I have some bullet points. I can then go down here. Well, I can't go because I only got a little small version of my bio. So on this one, I'm going to make that be number outline text. And so create various outlines. I can do indentations. So you see how I made that text indented, okay, so that I can further my outline. I can still indent some more. And so you're really familiar with how all of this stuff works. If not, just go ahead and play around with each of these things, okay? The read more tag simply means that on the live website, I'm going to go ahead and preview this. So here's this button in the upper right hand corner that says preview. Okay, as I click on this preview button, it opens it up for me in a new window, which is perfect because I don't have to do anything fancy to get that to open. Okay, in the new window, I should now be able to see my preview. And there you go. Here is the preview of what I have. It went from nothing to now it's something. And this is my About Me page. Okay, this is a comment box where people can go and make comments on the site. Okay, and this is just a preview of it, but that's what would happen if they were to see this site live. They could go in there and make a comment. And so there you see it. This is a thought about me. This is my profile, so it shows my avatar, shows my name, the date and time that it was posted, as well as the comment. I could then go back here and reply to that. You can also click to notify yourself of follow-up comments, meaning that if you post something, people, you get follow-ups to what you posted. And then this goes to say that you just want to be notified of all new posts by email. Okay. Okay. So there you go. You have a discussion going there, and you can see that it indents or threads the comments as comments are added. Okay. And so that's just my preview for that. Okay. Here is something that's very important. Here is going to be to add a featured image. Okay. And so this is, again, drag and drop functionality, meaning that I can drag a picture from anywhere that I want to on my computer. And when I drag it from other places on my computer, it just goes where I need it to go. Okay, I'm going to drag a picture of, I don't know what I'm going to drag right now. Okay, let's see. Pick something nice, cute. Okay, here's a logo from my other site. Okay, so drag this over here, and there you have it. I have a new image added. And I could add that as my feature image, or I can click on upload files, and this is how you add files by the normal, typical way. Okay, and as you can see, I have all these logos, and I'm going to add another little one because the bigger ones are going to take a while to upload. Okay, so here's the little baby ones. I'm going to click that, open it. It added it really quickly. And there you go. I can select this picture. When you're selecting featured images, it's only going to allow you to select one. So I'm going to select this one and click on here in the bottom where it says set feature image. And this is for anyone that does not want to use drag and drop functionality. You could click the upload feature, and the upload feature is right here with your different tabs. Okay. One thing about the media library is that it does try to organize your files and folders, so you can look and see everything that was uploaded in March and everything that was uploaded in October. Okay, and in your case, you can see other options, everything that's uploaded to this particular page. And in this particular page, nothing was updated in October because we kind of just did this stuff. So uploaded to this page is these two things that I just uploaded. Okay, unattached is another option. Things that have been uploaded but are not attached to anything. Okay, so these are just different functionalities, different options. I simply want to do my regular logo, and so I clicked it, and now I go to set feature image and just click that button. And there you go. Down here at the bottom, I have my feature image. Feature images are important because whenever you share whatever you post to different websites and pages, there's automatically going to be an image generated. If you don't have a feature image on a particular page that you're sharing, the website will pull from somewhere else in your website. Okay, so for example, if I posted it to Facebook, but I did not have a feature image, then Facebook will pull a picture from somewhere else on my site. Most likely it's going to be from my home page. Most likely it's going to be my own logo. But if not, it can just pick a random picture from somewhere else. So if you definitely want to be choosy on the logo that you select, or excuse me, the feature image that presents itself when your things are shared, then you want to make sure you add a feature image to each post. That's very important. Okay, feature images increase the likelihood that people are going to actually read your post. It increases people's interest. It increases engagement. So that is like extremely important to make sure you have a feature image. Okay. So before I make my changes live, I'm going to preview them again. I didn't really make any modifications outside of adding my feature images. Okay, in many cases, the feature image is not going to show up on that particular site anyway, but it's still important because it shows up in other places. Okay, so I previewed it one last time, and be sure to remember that this stuff auto saves while you're working on it, and you can tell that because it tells you right here that it's auto save. It also gives you word counts, which are perfect for those of us who care about those things. And word counts are very important on websites when it comes to search engine optimization. Okay, search engine management, search engine results. Generally speaking, it just helps you show up better on Google pages and search pages and things. So make sure you have an adequate word count of 350 as much as possible. Most blogs are going to say that you need to have about 750 words to increase your search engine optimization. Okay, but try as much as possible to have no less than 350 words on typical pages. But if you don't have that many, that's fine. You know, that's you choose. Okay, status. This is in a published live status, meaning that on the website it actually is visible to everybody who comes. I could change it to make it some other visibility. I can make it password protected pages, meaning that if anyone from the outside world comes to that page, they have to have a password to view it. Okay, or I can make it totally private. Okay, now those are visibility options. Another options are to put it in published status, draft status, or pending status, meaning that, okay, maybe I drafted it and it's not complete yet, or maybe it is complete. I just need to look over a few things now. And these are different statuses you can put it in. The published is the only one that shows up live on the site. Those two statuses don't show up live on the site until you put them in a published status. Okay. Here's another nifty option that allows us to backdate posts and also schedule posts for the future. And this is very important for bloggers, scheduling things in the future, because we understand that we're not going to always be able to sit in front of our computers, yet we still need to get content out there. So scheduling things in the future is definitely the way to do that. Okay, so in this case, I am simply going to change it to 2014. I always, for whatever reason, make my things come out at midnight, which is a horrible time to make things come out because nobody is on the internet at that time but me. So, you know, find the best time for you to schedule your posts and push OK and push update. and you could have that. I'm going to go through a few other things really quickly though. There's different templates on different themes. So you can have a default template. In most cases, default is simply going to mean that there's going to be sidebars. And in this case, I don't have any sidebars set up yet, so it's not showing any. A full width template simply means that it's going to show up full width. Okay, and then a contributor page is another option, which is not going to be typical on other websites. Each web theme is going to have different template options. Okay, so just understand that that exists. It's not a make or break you, but it definitely determines how your things show up on the site. And I'm going to update this, and at that point I now have a live page, a new updated page. It was already a live page. Okay, and this shows me, hey, I have this updated. These things I'm going to ignore. Okay, but it shows me that my page has been updated, and I can click the view page to look at it. And there you go. I already looked at it. Okay, now this is again the live site. This is how it looks to everybody else, including all of this. The only thing that visitors don't see is this top bar, but everything else shows you exactly what when. Okay, we're ready to move forward now. Please excuse my technical glitches. I just have a million things going on, so let's just move past it. Okay, so as I was saying, on the live site, you can see different things in the header up here. This helps you to navigate quickly back to your dashboard and different other options within the site. Okay, you can from this page also create new posts, new pages, new other options that most sites won't have all these options, or you can go back and edit the current page that you are on. And this other little thing here is simply some statistics. It shows you how many people have viewed this page. It does count your views as well, which I don't like, but it tells me that I've viewed the page 3 times, basically. Okay, so go back to dashboard to get me to a place where I can do some more work. Okay, we edited the page. I'm going to go to a post and show you that it is exactly the same way. Okay, so here we go. I still have those same options to edit, quick edit, trash, or view. These are categories, okay, and tags. Okay, categories are going to be the general things that you focus on your site, and tags are going to be things specific to the article. Okay, so these are stable, these are static. Okay, be sure that you use them as much as possible because it also increases the search engine optimization of your site. Okay, and so people, if they're ever doing a search for the terms that you used, they can readily find you. Okay, here is editing a post, and this is our blog, our news, our devotionals, our updates, and as you can see, it looks exactly the same. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this to something. And now I can't type today. Something else. other than that. And I'm going to copy that and push edit here and just paste it. Make sure you do that if you're editing a page that was already there. In other cases, if you never had a title, then it will just automatically take the title that you use here and it will create your title there. Okay, here I'm going to just paste that a bunch of times, and there I have me some content on my page. There's an option that most sites do not have, some of them do, but you can really just change it to, different ways. Here are the categories that have already been added to this particular site. I can add a new category, and the category that I'm adding is something else other than that. Okay. And as you can see, it was already in the uncategorized category, and now it's in the something else other than that category. And so here is a subheading, and the parent category is going to be something else other than that. And this is how you add nested categories. Okay, so now you can see that now I have it in all of these categories. So I'm going to take it out of the uncategorized. And if you go to this tab here, you can see the most used. Okay, here's where I add my tags. So we spoke about categories and tags. Categories are going to be the stable topics on your site, and tags are going to be the static topics. So this is test, blog, training. Okay. Coach D Nicole, she shares, network, and then I push enter, or I can click the add button and it added my tags. I can also click this to choose from the other tags here, and I can click them, or I can type them, and it is gonna in most cases autocomplete for me. There you go. Here's autocomplete options. Oops, I didn't autocomplete that. All right, push enter. There you go. We know about adding a featured image. And there we go. We have a new page. And I'm going to go ahead and update that. And now I have an edited page on my website. Or excuse me, edited post. And I'm going to click on view post, open a new link so I can see that in the back end. Okay. Comments are here. And comments are for when someone makes discussion on your site. As you can see, these are the comments that I added earlier. These are test comments that are just already in there. You can see that some of them have been trashed. Sometimes you will get spam comments. They come here. Okay, if we go back up here, we can see that I've added my very nifty post. It shows you that I have my tags there. It shows that there's a previous post here, which is great for people navigating your site. And this shows a test comment. Okay. All right. And up here, you can see that I have my different categories. So if I had clicked these categories and they weren't brand new, they would take me to everything else that's in the category. If I click on this, this is the author. That's me. It shows you everything that I did. Okay, this one is basically showing archives. So a variety of different things for you to go in and just play with. None of this is not too tough. If you don't know it, it can be tough, but once you figure it out, it is actually pretty simple. Okay, one of the most important options you're going to have on your site is the appearance option. Okay, I'm going to show you various things. The first thing I'm going to do is go to this customize option, because that is really the easiest way to edit your website. And you get to see the changes made live. So that's another reason that I like it. Okay, this is an option to show me what goes on the front page. What has happened here is I have a home page that doesn't have anything on it. So it's showing me a blank page. I can make my blog post my front page. Okay, and if I did that, it would show me everything that is within my blog. And as you can see, here's my blog. Something else other than that was the newest thing I posted. Here are some other blog posts. And the spot where you see those purple would be where you have images. So those things do have images. They're just blank images. And the goal is to replace it with your actual content. Down here, it shows that this is a paginated blog, meaning that I could go here and go see the next pages of this blog. Okay, so that's pretty nifty. I can leave it like that. What's most important to me right now is navigation, because this menu is trash because there's so many different things and none of it is properly organized. So here shows me all the menus that are already in this site. Okay, and it shows me some sidebar options too. Okay, so I'm going to change this to say main menu, and hopefully that gives me something nice. Perfect. Now, did you see how it took that and it just organized everything really nicely? Okay, now I have a nice website. Okay, and let's see if I can add something else cool. So I really honestly don't know what these menus look like. Oh, that's another perfect one. So here's my sidebar, and it shows me all of the menu options that I could add to this one. Okay, and I could change that one to be the same one as the top one. Okay, and as you can see, it still creates my little drop down menus. Okay, so those are nested menu items, sub menu, some general links. Okay, so that's something for you to play around with. These options you could play around with. They're going to vary per website, so I'm not going to go into them. Background image, I'm not going to add one, but you could. Header image, let's see, if I add a header image, what would I want it to be? Shows you some suggested image dimensions. I don't have something that size, so I'm going to add this and it'll stretch it. There we go. My cute little logo. Crop it. And it's going to stretch it. Probably make my quality poor, but that's fine. And there you go. It's poor quality, but it's still cute because it's purple. Okay, and site title color. This is the site title. I can add it to change it to one of my favorite colors. There you go. Now, colors, I happen to know colors by number. You can just click the color, change it to whatever you want to change it to. All right, site tag and title. This is Friends of Coach D. Something to think about. Okay, and what happens with the tagline is that it ends up coming at the back of this. So you see how it says something else other than that at the top, and then it has a little divider, and then it says Friends of Coach D. That's something similar to what the tagline would do if you're on the home page. Okay, so what happens with this is that I save and publish it, and there you go. You've edited your site very, very, very quickly. Now, all of the things that I just did on the front end could also be done on the back end. So here's how our site looked before. I'm going to go here and refresh it and see how our site looks now. And there you go. We got a cute website. Okay. Close this customization window and move on. I'm going to show you here menus because they are very important. Okay, and this shows me a major menu of when I had a university theme built into this website. So that's why it shows all of this stuff about teaching and instructing. Okay, Here is where we edit different menus. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create a new menu because that stuff is too complicated. So create a new menu, and we're going to call it new menu. And once you type it in, you click create. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these most recent pages, and I'm going to put them in my menu. So select all, add to menu. Okay, and it shows me everything. And so it looks a mess. If I were to save this menu right now, it gives me more trouble like what we originally had. And I'm refreshing the screen to show you. Okay, now that did not show me what I was trying to see. Oh, it didn't show me because I did not add it. So here we go. I've added those things to the menu. Now I have to go right here where it says theme locations and put it as my top primary menu. And now save it. And that's how you make a menu live on your site from the back end. And so now I refresh it, and now it gives me clutter again. And so the way that I change that clutter is to simply go down here and indent some of these things. Okay, so I'm going to indent, and you just drag it. Okay, and I can indent multiple levels. I can take an entire section and move that. So things that are already indented, I can then move those together because they are a unit. Okay, and I'm just take some of these and just move them other places. Now, some websites only allow you to do one level of indentation, so you probably need to figure out what your website offers before you start to do any of this crazy. Okay, and there you go. This shows me that I basically have 3 main options and a lot of sub options. So scroll down and then save it. And you always have to save. So the menus are not like the posts and the pages where they auto save. And then I go here and I click refresh. And now it shows me my new menu. See? See how easy that was? And look, it shows me this is level 1 up here. These are level 2s. And then it shows me 3rd level. And then it shows me 4th level. Okay? And there you go. That's menu stuff. Okay? And widgets are pretty important. And widgets are the equivalent of sidebars. Okay? So in your sidebar, we're all familiar with sidebars. Everything has a sidebar. CoachDNicole.com. Go to my blog so you can see sidebars. So everything has a sidebar, basically. If you go to Facebook, there's sidebars on the right-hand side. Even YouTube, right-hand side, left-hand side, there's sidebars. Those are sidebars. They're pretty self-explanatory. But widgets are sidebars, and they're also footers in many cases. So it's anything that is basically accessorizing your main content. Okay. So in my primary sidebar, I'm probably going to want to include some recent posts. So if I click on that, see how it was just all this stuff. Now these are really drag and drop options, but since I have so many of them, I'm not going to drag and drop anything. Okay. I am going to click it, recent posts, and then tell it where to go. And I want that in my primary menu. Okay, and as you can see, it went straight up there. It's giving me some options. So I'm putting new news. Okay, display post date because that seems pretty cool. I can tell it how many recent posts to show. Okay. Then let me put some categories, put that in my primary as well. I put my calendar in my footer. Everybody wants a Facebook like box. I put that in the footer too. And see, it shows me all of the options for adding things. Okay, calendar. Okay, in most cases, you don't have to put titles on these because they will just automatically say the name of the widget if you don't put a title. Okay, so imagine if I didn't put new news, it would say recent posts. If I did not say dates of posts, it would call it calendar. Okay, some of the things I require, obviously, if I'm going to link my Facebook page, I need to have my Facebook page on it. Categories, I like to put these as post counts. I like to do this hierarchy. And drop downs are going to be pretty cool because it consolidates it just like it consolidated our menu. And I need to save each of these just to make sure they work. Then I'm going to visit the site, but I'm going to right click it so it opens up in a new menu, new window. Okay, and here's my site. I'm simply showing you some sidebars. Oh, and the brand ban was so awesome. It was like one of my most favorite things I've ever done. And I'm just showing this to you to show you my Facebook Lightbox. I also have an Amazon widget to go straight to my book on Amazon. And you can Google different codes. Sometimes when you're on sites, they give you what's called embed codes. And what you do is you take your embed codes and you copy and paste them into widgets. And that's how you get things on. Okay, so I'm looking at back to Friends of Coach D. You see that I've saved all of my widgets over here. And now I got to go and find them. Okay, so basically I have to make sure that these widgets have been told to be in a certain place. Okay, so I can make widgets, but I have to know that I told them to be in a certain place. So here, the widget for my calendar is up here. It shows me that I basically don't have any blogs except until back in September. And once I click on that September, it shows me my September archive. And as you can see, it shows the date. This is like September 2008. And going back, this is the menu that I had. This is my subtitle that we created. And this is my new news, which means my latest post. And it's not really that new since it was done back in 2008. This shows me my category widget. Is where I put my categories in a drop down. I put it in a hierarchy, which means to indent the things. And I told it to show me post counts, meaning that in each category, how many different ones do I have? Okay. All right. And in this site, I'm showing you that obviously they have different widgets. Okay. Default sidebar. What I want to show you is that in this text box, this is how we take what are called embed codes and we put them in widgets. Okay. So what you do is you'll go to different sites. I'm going to go to Facebook really quickly. Okay, if I am on Facebook, I can see that I could share a post and more options, embed post. Okay, and this is how you get an embed code and you take that embed code, copy it, and you can put it into your own widgets. Okay, so in order to do that, I have to get me a text box. Okay, so let's scroll up here. Good thing these things are in alphabetical order so you can find stuff. So I'm going to add this to a content sidebar text box. And you see it says add text or HTML, and HTML is a form of code. Okay, so here we go. Text or HTML. Okay, so I copy and pasted the thing that I got from Facebook and save it. And then I'm going to refresh this to see where my things are. Okay, now I actually don't know where that sidebar ends up going to. So I'll just put it somewhere else. I'll drag it over here. So see, I put it in the footer widget area, and this just shows me that it's saving. Okay, and so now I refreshed it, and I'm going to go to the page and go to my footer, and this is where it would be. Okay, and there you go. You can embed pretty much anything. All right, I don't even know what this is. I didn't watch it, but there you go. How to embed stuff. That's how I got my book in the sidebar. Okay, that basically explains how to do things here. Uh, you can go to users over here. Users is how you update your profile, how you add new people if you want someone else to be able to make changes to your site. Okay, here's my profile. I'm the key master of the forum, whatever that means. All this other stuff is not really something to pay too much attention to, or else you probably would break your site if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so just stay in that area for now. And if at any event we come to find you want to do more, then we'll work on that. But I wouldn't advise it because you could hurt something. All right, so here is where you see statistics. And if you don't see any statistics, you simply have to add a plugin. Okay, and here's where we add plugins. All right, go to add new plugin. And basically, plugins are a way for us to add anything on the site that is not already there. Now, you should have these options that just readily come up for you because there are some major important plugins and they're featured, which means somebody paid for them to show up at the top, so they probably are good. You can see the number of downloads, so that also shows you that it might be something that you want. But every plugin does not apply to your site, so don't just get plugins just because of it. But you can do stats if you want some statistics. Okay, so here's this one's called WP Stats, which is WordPress stats. You can look at these things by ratings too. If it has no rating, it probably is brand new. If it does have ratings, it only has a 1. even though it's only 2 people that rated it that. So be selective with the things that you choose. Some plugins can break your site. So you probably don't want to get just any old plugin. I would do a Google search first to see what type of plugin it is, or see the feedback that has been received on that particular plugin, and then go from there. Okay, and other than that, we have pretty much covered everything on websites, how to do your website. That's basically it. All right. If you have any more questions for me, feel free to ask. I apologize that I'm so low key right now. I'm not accustomed to this, but I'm actually very, very tired. So next time I do a video, I'll be more myself. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me today. You've been absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Bye bye now.